Hello, everyone. This is Hector Del Castillo, and I'd like to welcome all of you to today's show. And this is the Welbi on Kickstarter show. And I would like to welcome any new attendees. And I see that we have actually new followers, which is great. And before we get started, I just kind of want to get into some ground rules regarding what we're going to be doing today. So the first thing is that we have it's a fairly brief format and very simple, by the way, because what we're doing is we're actually going to be showing some slides, but also loose program. And I just want to make sure that everybody can see my slides. And all right, great, we're ready to start. So for those of you who are new, the short URL at the bottom of the slide is how you actually join. And once you join once, and you'll see reminders about upcoming shows, and we'll be announcing the upcoming dates and times. And we're going to be using the same channel, same time for future shows. And you will also receive via email the video as well as the podcast of each and every episode. And before we go any further, I want to give special thanks to Podcast Village. Today we're actually broadcasting out of their intergalactic studios in Gaithersburg, and thank Charlie Burney, who is Chief Podcasting Officer at Podcast Village, because he's been helping us record and produce both the video and the podcast that are available after each and every episode. And it's a great partnership and a great way to really show your brand. Today's program is going to entail just some updates from me, as well as talk about feedback that I got from our most recent demo. Then we're going to have an interview with one of our partners and advocates, and that is Pushpa Ithal, who from Advo Ninja, and we'll explain more about what she's been doing for us and also our partnership. And then we're going to get into Q&A. And also, I want to clarify that for Q&A, you can submit your questions using the questions box, because by default, everyone is on listen-only mode, and you can hear us, you can see us, but you will not be able to necessarily talk to us directly. So submit your questions, any questions that you have, and then we'll be addressing those during the Q&A portion. And we're going to give you as much time as possible in order to ask any questions that you might have about anything that we're going to talk about, and anything about our Kickstarter page or our Welbi itself. So let's get started. So the first thing is we actually have a website, and our website is mywelbi.com. And for those of you who are fairly new to this, Welbi is a solution for family caregivers who want to maintain peace of mind because they're looking to track the well-being of aging relatives who are mostly home alone. And you know that you're a family caregiver if you are stressed about the possibility of an aging relative who is mostly home alone, or you're struggling to figure out how to care for your aging mother, or you're worried about how to get your father the help he needs before he needs it. And if you are said yes to any of those questions, you are a family caregiver. And our mission here at vSense is to help you maintain your peace of mind and help your aging relatives maintain confidence and their quality of life without you having to pry into their life. And that's just what Welbi is all about. And I want to introduce myself. I'm Hector Del Castillo, Chief Technology Officer for vSense. And I've got some updates that I want to share with you. And the first one is that we actually have been doing a series of demos, and all those demos have been posted as updates on our Kickstarter page. So you're welcome. If you're already following us on Kickstarter, you can actually see those, as well as if you actually sign up for any of the upcoming demos, we have been casting them as well as capturing video, and then we're providing those to anyone who signs up via our landing pages. And the latest one that we did was yesterday, actually, here locally. We were over at National Harbor, and we went to a great facility called Spartan Business and Technology Center, and we actually had a demo there through the Tech Breakfast. And Tech Breakfast is actually a set of events where all you do is demo, demo, and demo. And we were one of 4 demos that were actively presenting our solution to to anyone that attends those events. And we actually set up a landing page. So if you're interested in kind of viewing the video of the demo, which we actually casted, but we also then recorded, it's already available. And if you go to the short URL that's shown on this slide, you will actually be able to view that. And I also want to point out that the slides of everything that we're showing here today is going to be made available to all of you. So you can actually, instead of having to type, you can actually just click through the live hyperlinks and you can review any of this information later on. Yesterday's demo was great because we actually had some great feedback, great interaction from participants, and we had a lot of positive response. And actually, it's not unique because all the previous demos that we've done in the last few months, even before we actually kicked off our Kickstarter campaign, have been really, really positive, and we've gained quite a bit of backers and pledgers, and we're looking to get more. One of the questions that came up that I do want to address is, how are we planning to make sure that whatever the mobile applications that we're going to be building and designing for Welbi, how are we going to get feedback from users? And actually, that's a great question because we haven't really formally announced this, but anyone who's a backer that is backing us on the Kickstarter page and throughout our campaign, we will actually reach out to everyone and actually ask if you're interested in becoming a beta user. And what we're planning on doing is we're going to be using an agile development approach and getting really quick iterations of the mobile apps and putting those in hands of our beta customers or beta users and get feedback regarding what is the value of the functionality or some of the things that we're going to be adding on the into the mobile apps that we're going to be developing and designing for Welbi before they're publicly available. So it's a great chance for you to collaborate and kind of share your use cases, your scenarios, how you're planning on using a Welbi along with the application that allows you to view the information that you're going to be getting. So if you're looking for how do you actually get feedback, or how do you get involved in helping us in the design process, I would say pledge now or even pre-buy the device, and that will make sure that you can get the opportunity to help us improve and make sure that the usability of the applications are really high for specific applications that you might have. And that's basically it for my end as far as updates. I want to go into the next section, and it is my pleasure to actually introduce to you Pushpa Ital, and she's actually the Chief Executive Officer of AdvoNinja, and she's on the line with us, and you should be able to view her on the webcam. And I want to kind of introduce you to her and just kind of share a little bit about what we've been doing as a partnership. Pushpa, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing so well. Thank you for inviting me here.
All right. Well, it's great to see you, and knowing that we're across the country, you're in the left coast, I'm on the right coast, and here we are talking to each other. So I wanted to kind of start off with this. Tell me a little bit about yourself and then about your company.
Hi, yes, my name is Pushpa Ital. I am the founder and CEO of AdvoNinja. So yeah, I'm here in the sunny California, San Francisco Bay Area. You might be thinking that I'm working for a technology company, and you're profiling me. No, yes, I did work for technology companies. So I worked at product management and marketing roles in my previous jobs, and I worked for very well-known technology brands like RSA, which is a cybersecurity brand. Now it's part of Dell. And then Oracle, and then I worked for startups too, like Silvertail Systems. Again, it's cybersecurity. So when I was working there, one thing that happened is of course, the brands that are already popular, but yet finding the right people, the social reach, or reaching out to new audiences, it's the most crucial thing, and then it's very difficult too. We all know that. So we experienced the same thing too, even with the brands that are growing, it is even more difficult, but even the brands that are out there that are popular, even then it is challenging, or really challenging. So what we started doing is send out emails to all the employees and then asking them to Can you share more? Can you reach more people? Can we get our brand name out there? And then send email reminders. Guess what happened? Nothing.
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 I
So
thought it was just my product that this happened too, you know. So, you know, now that you're sharing this, as I'm going, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
yeah, it's the truth everywhere, right? Because people are busy, they get busy. But the thing is, like, people influence people, right? I mean, we need to reach the people through the right people, right? Who are your advocates? You find your advocates. For again, like, we sell into starting from enterprises to up to, like, sole entrepreneurs, right? So at sole entrepreneurs and then even like small companies, I would suggest like these are the networks of your own networks. People do want to help you, right? And then they do want to be part of your success. Sometimes they're directly involved, sometimes they are in your network. And then they do want to, like, share your content on social, on maybe LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. These are still the major 3 ones. But they might do it just once, maybe twice, because they get busy. So, right? So that's what we do in AdWords Ninja is we automate that. Automation is a solution, right? So, I mean, there are so many statistics out there. We talk about even like, there is a saying from even Zuckerberg, people influence people and referrals work, right? So, I mean, that happens to all of us. I mean, let's say you put an ad out there and it is sponsored ads. If somebody's targeting me, versus the best marketing that can happen is like you talk to your friends and they like Welbi, let's say it's like, they used it for their own parents or grandparents and then shared it with their network, and then that's the best way that we can talk about a brand and then actually show the value and share it with our networks. So that's what we do in AdWords Ninja. We share and we increase the social reach exponentially. I think Hector has a very good story to share, what he's been working on with us.
Yes, thank you. And a little bit more. How long ago did you found AdWords Ninja?
So AdWords Ninja has been around only since beginning of this year. So we started working on the concept some time ago, late last year, but we are out there only this year, beginning of this year. Of course, it is social media, and then that's the biggest marketing channel out there, and then it's growing. And Gartner report came out this year, 2017, for CMO survey. So what they came up with even like the largest enterprises are spending up to 12% of their revenue on marketing. So it is growing, and then because we need to reach people out there. So we've been getting really good traction, and then one is, again, like, we are helping the brands reach out to new people, and the other major thing that we help too is increasing their own personal branding. Mm-hmm. One is for the brands, and then one is for personal branding, which is super important on social, because that's the way you are going to reach your true audiences. Your true followers are following you. They want to see, they want to know what you're doing. Why do we connect with social network on people? Because, hey, I know my friend. I don't have to be on Facebook to see what she does, but I don't talk to her every day. I don't talk to her every week either. So social media is the one that connects so that I know everything that they do. I do want to know it. So that's why we're on social. So we help with personal branding as well. So we've been selling to, again, like, to enterprises, to mid-sized companies, and to sole entrepreneurs. And it's, I mean, just like you, I mean, people are seeing very good value. They're driving traffic to their webinars, conferences, and then, like, any events. And then even generally, just like a regular day-to-day brand awareness tool. So far, we've been like looking at some of the stats. I think it may not be completely up to date. We've seen over 9 million impressions combined with our customers so far.
Wow, that is quite a bit. So in essence, your unique value proposition, if I understand correctly, is that you allow brands to multiply their social reach, but through automation. Is that right?
That is absolutely right. And then through the right people. Yep.
Perfect. And I think that's really highly valuable. I myself also, I didn't share this, but I had been in product management, product marketing in for a long, long time. Work in brands that are mostly enterprise type of products, but also often consumer products, and both actually, when you had product lines that were being sold for enterprise as well as consumer solutions. And I see the struggle in figuring out how to reach out to new customers. And I think usually, especially when you're a smaller company, it is a huge challenge to figure out how to reach out in order to get a response. And sometimes it's almost like incredible the amount of reach that you need to have in order to get a few sales conversions over time. And this is often where I think most companies struggle. And it doesn't really matter what your brand is. If you're going to be acquiring new customers, segments that you haven't targeted before, I think that's really the struggle of most companies, because they often lack the tools, or they don't realize how much more reach they need to gain in order to gain those few more customers that they haven't targeted before, even if they've been in market for a long time. So I really see the value of that. And I wanted to just kind of ask you if you could actually give us a brief demo of this, and maybe show the dashboard on your end. So I'm going to send you actually an invitation to actually share your screen, and hopefully that'll be something that you can show real quick, and then we can kind of talk about how we will be working together and the program that we have through your partnership.
Oh, you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Hector and I started working on this one just a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Yes.
And then I just feel that, like, we've been like working together on this so closely, and then it feels that I know Hector for years. So because we've been working very closely. So this is a dashboard, right? So again, like what we do is we automate every post. So when Welbi creates a post about, for example, hey, how it helps your aging parents, right? So this is about the Kickstarter, and then here, like, help us give, like, caring families peace of mind, right? Supported on Kickstarter. So then when we talk about these things, and then you want to utilize all your social networks. So you do want to, like, utilize your, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So he already adds here everything that you need to know, right? And then he adds here and then creates a new story. And then automatically what happens is all his network, all of these people are going to share on their social networks automatically without doing any work from their side. And then in turn what happens is there is that social outreach, right? So what you're seeing here is, again, just like he started on on a long weekend, right, Hector?
Yes.
He started on a long weekend. I was like, Hector, are you sure you want to be on, starting this on a long weekend? But he started seeing results. That's great, right? So people look at their social networks every day, whether it is a weekend or it's a long weekend, they don't care. So here what we are seeing is the click-throughs. Every time that he posts a message, there are so many people sharing it automatically, and then their networks are looking at it. And then we do collect all that information and then pass it on to Hector so he understands where his audiences are. Because when I talked to him first, he was like, hey, you know what, I think most of my audiences are on LinkedIn. And then, okay, let's take a look. So we started sharing on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on their business pages and through people. And then look at this one. Overwhelmingly, he is getting responses through Twitter. 91% of his audiences are coming from Twitter. So now he knows, hey, Twitter is my channel, right? And then there are over 4,000 people in the last couple of weeks coming to his Kickstarter page, his website. That is amazing. This is really amazing results. So when you say click-throughs are about 4,000, this is only 2% maybe 2%, even like 1 to 2% of impressions. Just extrapolate this to like 98% more people are looking at his content here. So what we have looked at is even like, 50 people, maybe like, yeah, about 50 people can reach out to over 60,000 people per post, just a single post on social networks. And then he does see all these things, and then very quickly looking at it. So just to conversion this one, just one quick thing before we move here, is let's say it is 4,000 click-throughs that he got through a sponsored ad. And then it's about like $2 to $3 a click. You know how much he would spend? He would spend anywhere between 9 and 12 grand. $9,000 to $12,000 is what you need to spend to get these kind of clicks. And again,
what you're talking about, if I can interrupt you, you're talking about when you're doing paid targeted advertising on any of these channels, right? Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, that's what you're talking about, the spend in just distributing these particular messages that we're doing. Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, of course, on LinkedIn, oh gosh, it is up to $7, not even $2 to $3, right? It's $7 per click if you sponsor an ad on any of these social networks. So here, this is organic. This is through the right people, through their own networks. It's not called sponsored, right? So then people don't move on, or they just don't click because, hey, there is something, but they know that this is something their friend shared. And then he also understands here what are the kind of things that people like. So Welbi measures your heart rate. See, that's the most popular one. People want to look at, hey, yes, it is measuring heart rate, and then it's going to help my someone, aging relative or friend. So that's what we see, and then we also look at, hey, where are your audiences coming from, and then we can tell, and mostly it is coming from the United States, of course, and then there are more people coming from Europe as well. So one thing is he understands his audiences in terms of where do they want to see. Where do they want to see in Welbi? Where are they hanging out? It's on Twitter. And then where are they coming from? And then what kind of content they like. So all these things are some things that are at your fingertips now. Otherwise, Twitter, LinkedIn, and then Facebook, they're all different companies. They don't give you one statistics. They all are separate statistics, right? So you cannot see in one place. And that's what we provide here. This is as a just one-stop shop for all your social statistics, and then also broadcasting is the main thing.
Great. No, this is great, and thank you for sharing all of this, Pushpa. I want to invite anybody in the audience that if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Pushpa directly if you want to learn more about how to use this tool if you do have a Kickstarter campaign going on right now, or even if you are using any other crowdfunding platform for your company. We'd be glad to share some of the best practices and tips that we've been doing in making sure that we're getting backers on Kickstarter as we have launched our campaign. So Pushpa, I want to thank you very much for the information, and I want to share with the audience now, and I'm going to take back the screen because I want to share with you the actual program that we would like to introduce. And we actually started, the way that I did is I actually recruited 14 other friends and family, so to speak, to become our advocates. And we've been getting such great results. And for us, we know that we need to increase that reach by at least another order of magnitude. And we'd like to give you, anyone that is interested in becoming a social media ninja for Welbi, the opportunity to do so. If you follow the link at the bottom of this slide, you can actually see the landing page that is available from there that will give you information as to how you can join, and you can opt in. You give us your name and your email, and we'll send you information and very simple instructions you can follow so that you can actually become a Welbi social media ninja. And just for doing that, you can actually enter a free drawing for any of our ninjas who will be the top performer will get a gift card that we're going to be providing at the end of the campaign, and our campaign ends on October 5th. So the earlier that you sign up for this, and the sooner that you can actually activate your login on AdvoNinja, the better your chances are in being able to win this particular prize. And of course, through the dashboard, we're tracking who are our top performers as far as the ones that have the most followers. That allows us to automatically multiply the reach. And we're going to be making this and announcing the winner at the end of our campaign on October 5th. So we're actively looking for more ninjas, and it's very easy, very simple, because all you do is just receive a link. Once you opt in, you will receive all the information via email. You can just sign into AdvoNinja, click through, and then authenticate through your social media profiles, and you can choose one or two or all three. We're using Facebook, we're using Twitter, we're using LinkedIn, and those are the main channels that we're using. And as you see right now, we're getting a lot of reaction on LinkedIn, but guess what? We need to increase our Facebook reach specifically, and we need to figure out who are those heavy Facebook users that have lots of followers and you're into different communities, and those are the ones that we want to start reaching out, because right now we've been doing great on Twitter through AdvoNinja. We want to focus on those of you who are Facebook users who have lots of followers on Facebook and help us reach out to different communities in Facebook. And more information is available on this page, so that's something that I would like to state. And Pushpa, any other things that I should mention about the program? I wasn't really sure if I missed anything.
Yeah, that's perfect. So, I mean, this program is super simple to get signed up for, and then it's going to be super, right? So, I mean, it's going to help all of us, and it's going to be great on social network as well. And then you get to share the right information with your friends. And then you can, again, like reach out to Hector through that link, or you can directly go to their Welbi Kickstarter page. And then for supporting them on Kickstarter. And then for more information on AdvoNinja, go to http://advo.ninja.
Perfect.
Me too. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, and stay tuned in case we have any questions, Pushpa, regarding AdvoNinja. But in essence, one of the things is that the picture doesn't look like a ninja, and maybe you're correct. But we did our best, and if you have any other better pictures that we can use for our social media ninja, you're welcome to submit your feedback to me directly via email, and submit the information once you join the program. But this is our Q&A portion, folks, and as we are waiting for additional questions, I'd like to at least let you know this is our top post. Basically, the article that was published as we kicked off the campaign. We were fortunate enough that Fast Company covered our Welbi device and mobile application, and you can actually read the article. The short URL at the bottom of this page goes directly to that article, and you can also follow us and share and actually click through this particular article to read more about what Fast Company is saying about Welbi and its proposed applications. And if you're not on Kickstarter, we're asking you to support us. Kickstarter is a crowdfunding platform. It's simple, safe, and secure to make a pledge, and even the highest level of support, you're actually pre-buying the device, and then you get the opportunity to become a beta customer if you so choose to do so. And the short URL at the bottom of this page takes you directly to our Kickstarter page, and you can sign up and you can make a pledge. Any level of support would be welcome, because we're looking for not just backers but also prospective users and customers that we can collaborate with in making sure that the mobile applications provide all the functionality and features that you're looking for. And also, we're going to continue doing demos. Next week we'll be out in Philadelphia, and we'll be also live casting this particular event. I mentioned earlier that we live casted yesterday's demo. We're going to continue doing so, and we're going to use the same channel, this particular GoToWebinar link. To do that, we'll send announcements over Kickstarter updates as to how you can actually join if you're not already signed up in the webcast and the shows. And finally, if you're a family caregiver, you have any specific needs about how to care for aging relatives that you're concerned about and that you care deeply about, reach out to us. And you can reach out to us by either following us on Kickstarter or also contacting us through our website, which are both displayed in here. And finally, the shows will continue all the way through October 5th. Here's the ones that are coming up, and we're going to be using the same channel, same time, and we hope to see you again. And one of the questions is, what kind of security measures are in place to protect the medical data collected? And that's a great question, and actually Matt is actually asking this particular question, so thank you for your question and comment, Matt. Actually, security is something that we already have been done extensive research about. We're actually working with a partner, and we're actually going to feature that partner probably at one future show that has a lot of expertise in doing cloud-based application development and also development of mobile applications. And we're using tools that allows us to develop once, publish across both iOS and Android at the same time, and making sure that the cloud-based applications are modular in a way that we can then ensure that there's security, because there's three things that we need to do to make sure that everything is fully secure, unlike anything that is IoT out there today. We're doing the following. We're going to be separating the control from the data layers, number one. If you understand what that means, it's an architecture that says any commands are separate from data, and those are going to be completely separate data streams that are going to be between the device and the cloud. Number two, we're going to actually encrypt both everything, and we're looking at leading encryption tools out there to ensure that we have highly secure, as secure as anything that is out there. And if you have been using anything like anything that uses encryption, that now even WhatsApp has encryption already implemented, these are off-the-shelf available solutions, but some of them are more secure than others, and we're already looking at the most secure and doing some evaluation on that to ensure that we have a high level of encryption that it's going to take a long time to crack if anybody's doing that on an automated way. And then the final thing that we're doing is we're also anonymizing data, which means that we're collecting information through our device. Whatever information is being sent is going to be kept separate from anything that is confidential or can include any private information about the user or the family caregivers. And those are the three things that we're looking at doing well in the background, because you're not going to necessarily see this information. You're just going to see the information being displayed on your mobile app, but in the background, all those three things will help us ensure that whatever information you're viewing, no one else is, unless you're authorizing them to, and you're sharing that information with them, because there may be other family members, or it may be other caregivers involved in caring for your aging relative, or it may be even a practitioner. And it's your decision as to who you share that information with based on what's happening. So thank you for the question, Matt. And I don't know that we have any other questions, but at this point I'd like to wrap up because we're actually already at the end of our show. And Pushpa, I'd like to once again thank you very much for this, and look forward to continuing to work with you throughout this entire campaign, and look forward to a great relationship and a great partnership. Thanks, Pushpa.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, and folks, if you are out there, I would like to hope that you're joining us again at a future show. The schedule is once again shown here, and if you have already joined, there's no need to sign up again. You just get reminders, and then you're also going to be receiving email notifications once the email and the podcast for the previous episode are available, and we're working with Podcast Village to make those available as soon as possible, and we'll be sharing that information with you. So thank you so much, and we hope to see you again, same time, same channel, next Tuesday. Have a great weekend.